Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. The item I have today, I'm excited to share with you guys because it's something I've been wanting to get my hands on for a while, but it was just a little bit out of the price point I was willing to pay. Well, that's recently changed, and the item we have to show you guys today is the Spotify car theme. This guy was usually about 90 bucks. It looks like Spotify's marked it down to 30 bucks, and that's allowed me to experiment with how I want to use it. I don't plan to use this in the car since both my vehicles have Android Auto, but I do have a pretty cool idea to use it on the desk. So I'm gonna show you guys that, and this video, being fully candid, will probably be a two-part because I want to do something pretty cool toward the back end of this project, and that's gonna take a little bit more time than just a one video can cover. So let's go ahead and unbox this and show you guys what you get and show you my plan on how I want to use it. All right, so let's get the desk cleared a little bit. And here's the box straight from the mail. Go ahead and get this open. Watch the fingers. Every time I'm doing these unboxings, I'm like, man, I hope I don't cut myself on camera. But anyways, I digress. Let's go ahead and get this guy out of the packaging. And here's the standard box you get from Spotify with the car thing in it. All right, let's go ahead and slide this cover off. And here is the car thing, front and center and on display. On the back you have a USB Type-C, which is pretty standard these days. A couple of buttons on the top. And then you have your volume button and another button on the front. Let's see what else we have in here other than the literature. And this is kind of tough to get out. Okay, so we have our power cord for the car. A couple of different mounting options. Looks like some vent mounts. A mount for the CD player, I'm assuming, and then just one with an adhesive. And here's our Type-C cord. And that's pretty much all that's in the box. And here we are, fresh off the printer. Here's the mount that we're going to use. See, I put the little Spotify logo on it. Man, I love this filament print bit. That's not a sponsor. This thing's great. But anyway, here's our Spotify mount. Okay, since this is pretty much just like every other Bluetooth device, as far as just connecting it to your phone and following the prompts, here's why I think this is a good example of something inexpensive that you can do in a home. Granted, I have access to a 3D printer, but you can always just use like a tabletop or desktop stand for this. This could also be something you use in your office because it connects over Bluetooth. The audio is still going to play through your Bluetooth device or through an aux device. So you can have this hooked up to your headphones and then switch over to your soundbar or whatever audio Bluetooth device you have in the home for listening to music. It's good for transitioning, especially in a work zone. I've been using it for a couple of days now, and being able to go from earbuds to loud music or back when someone's home and not disturb them is great. Okay, so yeah, as you guys can see, I put a little bit of a paint job on it just to make the Spotify logo pop a little bit with the similar color green to what they have. Just gonna plug in this Type-C cable, and here it is booting up. And here it is all up and running. Pretty straightforward, simple to use. Magnets are pretty well attached. And there's a little space here that I want to close in on the second revision. And of course it's touchscreen. You also have the buttons up top for your different playlists and stuff like that. If you click on one, you can click it from there, or you can actually hold these down and program them to different playlists up at the top as well. All right, and here's kind of where we ended up. So I did a little bit of revision to how the magnets sit on the back, and I actually lowered the profile, this space right here. I still want it exposed so you can reach the buttons up top. And I switched the magnets up to a side profile set up and down so they hold a little bit stronger. The back's a little bit wider, so when you go to press on the screen, it doesn't wobble as much. And this is probably going to be where it's at home, right in front of my keyboard like this. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this first video. The Spotify card thing does have quite a few features I like. I know it's more of a novelty use that I'm using it for, but when you listen to music all day, especially when you work from home, having something like that where you don't have to keep pulling your phone out or switching tabs to go to an app is perfect. So just having that always on display on my desk that I can turn on and off at will, and that automatically connects to my phone via Bluetooth is great. So in the next video, I want to see if I can tinker with this and find a small enough battery bank to fit in the bottom of the mount that I made to see if I can make this mobile. And then that way you can take your player around with you through different rooms in the house, especially if you have an audio system like some type of Sonos system where your music can play everywhere. Imagine having this just on like a little tabletop in a restaurant or somewhere like that where you can actually change the tracks and have your playlist loaded where you don't have to keep grabbing your phone, especially if you're taking pictures or, sending messages. So I'm excited to try that out. Hopefully you guys will stick around for that second video. See you guys in that one. Later.